Today we will use the law of cosines to find the side lengths and angle measurements of a triangle. So the law of sines cannot be used for solving triangles when you're given side angle side or side 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 information, and that is when we're going to use the law of cosines. So here's the law of cosines. It kind of depends on which side or angle you're looking for, but there are three variations of this. A squared equals b squared plus c squared. So you see that those are the other two letters that weren't originally mentioned over here. And then it's always minus 2. Then you're going to use these two letters again, times b times c. And then the cosine of a. So you see how that is formatted there. Let's look at some examples. So we're given this example. They're telling us side A equals 7, side B equals 6, and the measure of angle C is 32 degrees. So it's saying to solve the triangle. So I need to find side C, I need to find angle A, and angle B. These are all things I do not know. So my first step is going to be to find the third side, and I'm going to use the law of cosines. C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB times the cosine of C. Alright, C, we don't know. We don't know what this side C is. So that's going to stay C squared equals A squared. A is 7, so 7 squared plus B squared. B is 6, so 6 squared minus 2 times A times B times the cosine of C. Let me make that look a little bit better. And C is 32 degrees. There we go. All right, so C squared equals 49 plus 36 minus 2 times 7 times 6 is 84. Cosine of 32 degrees. Keep simplifying that. We get 49 plus 36 is 85 minus 84 times the cosine of 32 is 71.236. Plug that into the calculator. C squared equals 13.764. And then I just take the square root of both sides. C equals approximately 3.7. Alright, so we found our third side, but now we need to find the other two angles. Well, this law of cosines, there's a lot to it. So to find the other two angles, I can use now the law of sines. Because now I have two of the C's that I can use the law of sines in order to find our A and our B angles. So I'm going to start with the smallest angle, B. We know it's the smallest angle other than this one because it is the smallest side length. So let's see. The sine of B over B equals the sine of C over C. The angle B is what we're trying to find out. Our side B is the 6. Sine of angle C, we were given here 32. And then side C we found over here 3.7. Now we cross multiply. And we get 3.7 times the sine of B equals 6 times the sine of C. Divide each side by 3.7. The sine of B equals, plug that in the calculator, we get 0.8593. Since we're looking for an angle, we use the reverse sine feature in our calculator. Make sure we're in degree mode. And we get that angle B equals 59.2 degrees. So now we have angle C and angle B. So in order to find angle A, we just know we can use the fact that all three angles should add up to 180. So 180 minus our angle B minus our angle C. Plug that in the calculator, and that gives me 88.8 degrees. So now I have sides A, B, and C, and angles A, B, and C. All right, let's look at another example here. Let's clean this all off. All right, what if now we're told that A equals 7, B equals 8, and C equals 6. So we're given three side lengths, side, side, side. Now the reason why we can't use the law of sines here is because I don't have two pieces for the same letter. I don't have side and angle A, or side and angle B, or C. So that is why the law of sines doesn't work for us here, and that's why we have to use the law of cosines. I'm just going to find the largest angle first. We know it'll be the largest angle because it's the largest side measurement here. So I'm going to say B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine B. And let's plug in what we know to find what we don't. 8 squared, and then A is 7, so 7 squared. C is 6, so 6 squared, minus 2 times 7 times 6 cosine, and then B, this angle B is the one we don't know. 64 equals 49 plus 36. This ends up being 84 cosine B. 64 equals 85 minus 84 cosine B. Subtract 85 from both sides. We're trying to get cosine B by itself. We get negative 21 equals negative 84 cosine B. Divide by negative 84. And we get 0.25 equals the cosine of B. Since we're looking for the angle, we need to do the reverse or inverse of cosine of 0.25 to figure out what B is. When we plug this into the calculator, we get that our angle B equals 75.5 degrees. Now I have both sides to B, so now I can use the law of sines in order to find either angle A or angle C. I'm going to use the law of sines to find the smallest angle. We know this is the smallest angle because it's the smallest side. So the sine of B over B equals the sine of C over C. We know the angle B is 75.5. We know that side B is 8. We don't know the angle is C yet, but we know side is 6. So we're going to cross multiply, and we're going to get 8 sine of C equals 6 sine of 75.5. Divide both sides by 8. We get the sine of C equals, once we plug that whole mess into a calculator, we get 0.72611. And then we do the inverse of that in our calculator. And we get that angle C equals 46.6. So now we have both parts of C, both parts of B. We're just looking for A. And we can use the fact that all sides add up to 180. So 180 minus B, which is 75.5, minus C, which is 46.6. Plug that into the calculator. And A equals 57.9 degrees. So now we have the side and angle A, the side and angle B, the side and angle C. So we have solved the triangle. That's all I have for you today on the law of cosines. Your assignment will be page 734, numbers 1 through 7, and that'll be in your teams. Happy problem solving!